This is Dave Vasilenko, and he's a funeral director. So tell us who you work for.
I work for myself.
And
I own Jersey Shore Cremation Service.
when did you start that?
About 2 years ago.
Was it a better idea than working for someone else?
Yes, it is. Working for yourself is one of the best feelings in the world.
That's good. Moneyman, the entrepreneur. And so how did you know you wanted to be a funeral director?
I don't know. It goes back 30 years ago. I used to be a high school teacher, and I worked for a funeral director family. And I decided to make a career change because I could not make any money as a school teacher in those days.
So where did you go to school to get the education?
First, to become a funeral director, you need a minimum of 2 years of college. You either need an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree. And after that part of your education, you have to go to what they call funeral service school, or as we call it in the trade, embalming school. Now, I went to school in New York City. It was 12 months of embalming school. You can go to Mercer County College and do it in 2 semesters in a county college if you're fortunate enough to get in. Now, if you have a 2-year degree, meaning an associate's, you need to serve a 2-year apprenticeship. If you have a 4-year bachelor's degree, you only have to serve a 1-year apprenticeship. And after embalming school, you have to pass a national board examination, and you have to pass a state board examination, and then complete your requirements as an apprentice, and then they will give you a funeral director's license. It's a lot of work for what the job is.
Is it worth the work?
It depends. It's a very rewarding job at times, helping people when they need it the most.
Would you call that the best part of your job, or why do you do your job?
A lot of it is, it's just like any other job. It's rewarding when people say thank you for helping them out. That's got to be one of the best feelings you can have.
Yes. So why would you persuade my classmates to become a funeral director?
I wouldn't persuade them.
Why not?
Because it has some of its downfalls. It depends who you work for. You can work for what they call a mom and pop organization where Mr. and Mrs. Jones own the funeral home, and they can work you to the bone and only pay you a little bit amount of money. Or you can be fortunate enough to work for a funeral corporation where it's a large corporation. You work a 40-hour week. You have your health benefits, your 401k, and sometimes that's a better idea. Anything after 40 hours is overtime. If you work for a mom and pop organization, sometimes you put 60 hours in a week and they'll only pay you for 40. So it depends who you work for is the whole key. And working for a corporation in the funeral service today is not so bad. It's pretty good.
Is it a lot of money to start your own business, or would it just be a better idea to go right into the corporation?
It's very competitive today. So you have to know your demographics, where you're going to work. If you want to start your own business, yes, it costs you a lot of money to open a funeral home. I don't have a funeral home per se. I have what I call an affordable cremation service. That I mostly do simple cremations for families and not a full service funeral at a very affordable cost.
I'll send my dead members of my family.
If you go to funeral homes for what I charge, they charge double the cost of what I do for the same exact thing.
So you should be piling in the business once people get your name out.
Once they get my name out. I did 50 cremations my first year. I plan on doing 100 my second.
That's good.
And 150 the third.
So take me through your average day of work.
It depends. When the phone calls and someone dies or passes on, you have to gather the information. You find out where the deceased is. You set an appointment time to meet with the family. And from that point on, you arrange a funeral or a cremation for them. Help them with obituaries. Put the whole process together. Cemeteries, church, things like that. So sometimes the days can be very trying and sometimes they can be very easy. For the last 5 days, I've been very busy.
So,
For the week before that, the phone never rang.
do you ever have to deal with like three or more at the same time?
Yes.
Is that where?
I've had a day where I've had 3 in one day so far.
So what? That's where the
That's
working
where,
for yourself.
That's where you have to schedule your time wisely and see somebody in the morning, afternoon, and evening, or the next day, whatever. Sometimes people don't want to wait. You have to see them immediately. But it all gets done.
How many average hours a week do you work?
I don't know. I'm going to say anywhere from 30 to 50, depending on the week. Some weeks are a lot less times than others, and some are a lot longer.
Do you get to work right out of your house, or?
No, I have a building, a facility that I go to every day.
Okay.
So just for work schedule, for the last 5 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I've worked nonstop. So that includes your weekend. And now it might get easy for a day or two, and you catch up and do paperwork, and then it may start all over again.
It's not good.
But every time the phone rings, and you own your business, it's money in your pocket, not somebody else's.
Yeah, it sounds good. So do you love your job?
I do. I've been doing it going on my 28th year.
And if you had to give me one sentence about why you love your job, what would it be?
Probably helping people in a very difficult time and guiding them through a process that they know nothing about, answering all their questions, leading them, guiding them or directing them to what they have to do when someone passes away, all the people they have to contact and things like that. Most times people have no idea. So you're there as their guide, and a good funeral director will do that, not just leave them at the door and never see them again. You spend time with people, you tell them who to call, you make them write everything down because they can't remember at this time, and usually you get a phone call like I did today, and thank you very much for everything you've done. It was done very professionally, and that's the best reward you can hear.
All right, thank you for your time.